My first musical instrument was actually piano. I had wanted to play drums since I was 3, 4, 5 years old because my mom would bring me to the Mardi Gras parades when I was 8 months old. So as early as I can remember being super excited by the drums in the parades and coming home and hitting on pots and pans and Tupperware and driving my mom nuts. But as any sensible parent, they said, well, you know, we don't know about getting you a drum set just yet. Maybe why don't you start off with piano lessons? So I did that. They let me start taking piano lessons at about 8. And then they said, well, if you stick with that, then we'll get you a snare drum once you get into the 6th grade. So you could get a snare drum in 5th grade and play in the band. Said, if you still want to do it in a year and you still keep up the piano, well, then we can talk about doing a snare drum in 6th grade. So I did that. The deal was keep up the grades, keep up the piano, and then maybe I would get a drum set for 7th grade, and that's what I did. And so once I got the drum set, that's all I wanted to do.
And what kind was it? What do they call those? Glitter, silver, or what's the red?
Sparkle.
Red sparkle.
Yeah, no, it wasn't red sparkle. Mine was black. It was a CB700 kit, and you know, pretty like, you know, entry level kind of kit. But I still have them, and so yeah, that's what I got when I was about 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, and did you?
Yeah, at that time I was playing with guys a lot. Well, started off playing in my bedroom by myself, and then when I was 13, started a band with guys that I was going to school with, and they would come over and we would play and started rehearsing. And then my first live gig, paying gig, was I was 16 years old, and it was with a band called Wrath of James, which was kind of like a band in the vein of the Smiths, and we played at a place called Muddy Waters, and I think we made $40 for the whole band, and so there was 4 of us, so we made $10.
$10. Well, when you were a kid.
Oh yeah, I thought it was great. And then, you know, friends of mine were like, who had been playing gigs already, because you know, you kind of had to go pay for flyers, and sometimes you would even rent a space to play. So friends of ours said, oh man, y'all made money, at least you didn't lose money, because they had done gigs where they would rent a space and pay for flyers and they'd, you know, lose money. So that was my first paying gig. Yeah, the 2 most important guys for me were Marty Hurley, who was a rudimental teacher who taught at Brother Martin High School, and he also taught at Phantom Regiment Drum and Bugle Corps in the summers. So he's a world-renowned and respected rudimental drummer, and unfortunately he passed away a few years ago. But he taught me all the rudimental stuff, and then Johnny Vodakovich, who's in New Orleans, treasure, and he started teaching me when I was a senior in high school. Then I went to Loyola University, where I continued to study with him. And he really taught me about musicality and about how to loosen up on the drums and take everything I had learned from Marty and really start to kind of loosen it up. But it took me a few years before I could really kind of loosen up on the drums and start getting musical.
Well,
Hey, I'm Stanton Moore, and for more videos, go to jazztimes.com.